Good evening. This is All India Radio, and I'm Tanvi Taneja with the news at 9. The headlines. Kathmandu Declaration adopted by the 4th BIMSTEC Summit calls upon all countries to devise a comprehensive strategy to deal with terrorism. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India is committed to the welfare and development of Nepal. Maharashtra police says there is strong evidence to link arrested activists to Maoist organizations. GDP growth accelerates to 8.2% in the first quarter of the current financial year. In Asian Games, India settles for silver in women's hockey, losing 1-2 to Japan in the final. And in Test cricket, India were 195 for 8 in reply to England's 246 in the first innings at Southampton. The 4th BIMSTEC Summit concluded in Kathmandu with the leaders reaffirming their strong commitment to make BIMSTEC a dynamic, effective and result-oriented regional organization. Reiterating their strong commitment to combat terrorism, the leaders called upon all countries to devise a comprehensive approach to prevent financing of terrorists and terrorist actions from territories under their control, blocking recruitment and cross-border movement of terrorists, countering radicalization, countering misuse of internet for purposes of terrorism, and dismantling terrorist safe havens. The leaders also committed themselves for promoting a peaceful, prosperous and sustainable Bay of Bengal region through meaningful cooperation and deeper integration. The leaders of all 7 member states, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, underscored the importance of robust institutional arrangements to effectively steer the process of regional cooperation under the BIMSTEC. Prime Minister of Nepal, K.P. Sharma Oli, presented the draft Kathmandu Declaration, which was unanimously adopted by all member states. The Kathmandu Declaration underlined the importance of multidimensional connectivity as a key enabler for economic integration and shared prosperity of the region. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India has touched new heights of economic development and is shining like a star on the path of reform, perform and transform. Addressing the gathering after jointly inaugurating the Nepal-Bharat Maitri Dharamshala with his Nepalese counterpart in Kathmandu this evening, Mr. Modi said that people of Nepal also have an equal place in India's motto of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas.
आज भारत आर्थिक विकास की नई ऊंचाइयों को छू रहा है। रिफॉर्म, परफॉर्म, ट्रांसफॉर्म के रास्ते पर चलते हुए विकास के आसमान पर इस एक ध्रुव तारे की तरह चमक रहा है। सबका साथ सबका विकास के जिस मंत्र को लेकर के हम काम कर रहे हैं, उसमें हमारे नेपाली भाइयों और बहनों का भी उतना ही स्थान है। पड़ोसियों के काम आना और सुख समृद्धि के लिए साथ चलना हमारी परंपरा का हिस्सा रहा है।
The Prime Minister also said that helping neighbours and walking together on the path of happiness and prosperity is part of our tradition. Mr. Modi assured that India is committed to continue its cooperation in the welfare and development of Nepal and its people. He stressed the need for more people-to-people contact of the two countries for strengthening their bilateral relationship.
हमारे सांस्कृतिक संबंध है, सदियों पुराने संबंध है, लेकिन ये निश्चित है कि दुनिया के किसी भी देश के साथ संबंध तब तक मजबूत नहीं होते हैं, तब तक वो दीर्घकालीन नहीं होते हैं, जब तक पीपल टू पीपल ताकत नहीं बढ़ती है। सिर्फ काठमांडू की सरकार और नई दिल्ली की सरकार मिल जाए, इतने से बात बनती नहीं है। जब तक हर नेपाली, हर हिंदुस्तानी एक दूसरे से मिलजुलता नहीं है, ताकत बनती नहीं है।
The Prime Minister said that the Dharamshala is not a mere building but a strong pillar of the Indo-Nepal friendship.
नेपाल भारत मैत्री पशुपतिनाथ धर्मशाला ये सिर्फ इमारत के रूप में नहीं, एक राहदारी के रुकने की जगह के रूप में नहीं, लेकिन एक मैत्री का स्तंभ, एक मैत्री एक ऐसी आर्थिक व्यवस्था को गति देने वाली ऊर्जा का केंद्र बनेगा।
He expressed gratitude towards the government of Nepal for its decision to translate former Prime Minister of India, late Atal Bihari Vajpayee's poems in Nepali language. The Nepal Bharat Maitri Pashupati Dharamshala has been built by the Government of India with an assistance of over 20 crore Nepali rupees. The Prime Minister returned to New Delhi this evening after concluding his two-day visit to Nepal. Maharashtra police today said there is a strong, undeniable proof to link the arrested activists to Maoist organizations. Speaking to reporters in Mumbai, Additional Director General, Law and Order, Parambir Singh said police found thousands of letters exchanged between the Maoist leaders and the arrested activists. He said that Pune police decoded details about the letters that were found during the investigation. He said one of the letters spoke about the Central Committee of Maoists being directly involved in the Bhima Koregaon violence, and stone throwers were also organized by the accused. The ADG said that all the evidences are authenticated by the forensic department and added that further probe is needed to get details about the entire plot.
जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन किया गया उसके बाद ऐसा जानकारी प्राप्त हुई कि ये एक बहुत बड़ी साजिश की जा रही थी जिसमें माओइस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इन्वॉल्व थी और इन आरोपियों की मदद से माओइस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अपने गोल्स आगे फॉरवर्ड करने का जो डिजाइन है उसको कैरी आउट कर रही थी.
The Enforcement Directorate today again questioned former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram in the Aircel Maxis money laundering case. This is the fourth time the senior Congress leader has been questioned in the probe. The Aircel Maxis case pertains to grant of Foreign Investment Promotion Board clearance to the firm Global Communication Holding Services in 2006 for investment in Aircel. Home Minister Rajnath Singh today reviewed the functioning of the Office of Registrar General and Census Commissioner of India in New Delhi. During the meeting, Mr. Singh discussed the roadmap for undertaking the census in 2021. The need for improvements in design and technological interventions were emphasized to ensure that the census data is finalized within 3 years after conducting of census. It was informed that nearly 25 lakh enumerators are trained and engaged for the gigantic exercise. According to an official release, collecting the data on OBC is also being envisaged for the first time. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The gross domestic product GDP growth rate for the first quarter of April-June of fiscal year 2018-19 touched 8.2%. The GDP growth rate in the last quarter was 7.7%, while that in the first quarter of the previous financial year, that is 2017-18, stood at 5.59%. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said India's GDP for the first quarter this year growing at 8.2% in an otherwise environment of global turmoil represents the potential of a new India. In a tweet, Mr. Jaitley said reforms and fiscal prudence are serving the country well. Finance Secretary Hasmukh Adhia said the GDP growth rate of 8.2% clearly indicates that several structural reforms introduced, such as the GST, have started giving rich dividends. Chairman of the Economic Advisory Council to Prime Minister, Dr. Bibek Debroy, attributed this positive trend to continued impetus on structural reforms and effective implementation of the ongoing policy initiatives. BJP President Amit Shah said, India's rapidly growing GDP is a reflection of the transformative changes being ushered in by the Narendra Modi-led government. Security sources said all the 11 abducted relatives and family members of J&K police personnel have been released without any harm by Hizbul Mujahideen terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir. Earlier, police released the father of Hizbul Mujahideen leader Riaz Naiku after questioning. He was detained by Avantipora police in Pulwama district yesterday. President Ramnath Kovind will embark on a 3-nation tour to Cyprus, Bulgaria and Czech Republic from 2nd to 9th of September. Briefing media in New Delhi, Secretary West in the External Affairs Ministry, Ruchi Ghansham said the 3 Central European countries are important as they are members of the European Union and large opportunity exists for enhancing trade, investment, technology cooperation and people-to-people ties with these countries. The full bench of the Election Commission today held a meeting with representatives of political parties in Raipur to take their suggestions for better and smooth conduct of elections. A high-level team of the Election Commission, headed by Chief Election Commissioner O.P. Rawat, is on a two-day visit to review the poll preparations for the forthcoming assembly elections in Chhattisgarh. More from our correspondent.
During a meeting with Election Commission, representatives of various political parties made their suggestions. Congress demanded to conduct assembly elections in Chhattisgarh in single phase, while BJP wants that in view of the special circumstances of the state, the assembly election should be held in three phases. On the other hand, Bahujan Samaj Party urged the Election Commission for the use of ballot papers during the assembly elections. Vikalp Shukla, AIR News, Raipur.
Union Minister for Women and Child Development Menaka Gandhi and Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath today inaugurated the Widows' Home Krishna Kutir at Vrindavan. Speaking on the occasion, the Union Minister appealed to all Chief Ministers to build joint shelter homes for orphaned children, helpless women and senior citizens so that they can live in a community atmosphere. More from our correspondent.
Krishna Kutir, which was inaugurated today, has been constructed on 1.4 hectare of land at the cost of around 57 crores with a capacity of 1,000 inmates. The design of the home is old age friendly and there are facilities of ramp, lift, electricity backup, water and other amenities for meeting the requirement of senior citizens and persons with special challenges. Krishna Kutir is also equipped with a large modern kitchen and a skill-cum training center. It also has 2 dispensaries and physiotherapy facility, and the inmates will be given regular medical checkup. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
In Asian Games, women's hockey team settled for silver after losing to Japan in the final. Japan defeated India 2-1. Earlier on the 13th day of action at the Games in Indonesia, India clinched 6 medals, 2 silver and 4 bronze, taking the medals tally to 65. In sailing, Varsha Gautam and Shweta Sherweger won silver in the 49er FX women, while Harshita Tomar won bronze in the open laser 4.7. Varun Thakkar and KC Ganpati got bronze in 49er men. In boxing, Vikas Krishnan had to settle for a bronze after being declared medically unfit to fight his semi-final bout in 75 kg. Currently, India is placed 8th in the medals tally with 65 medals, including 13 gold, 23 silver and 29 bronze. India were 207 for 8 in their first innings against England on day 2 of the 4th cricket test at Southampton when reports last came in. Skipper Virat Kohli was out for 46, while Shikhar Dhawan made 23, KL Rahul contributed 19. Yesterday, after winning the toss and electing to bat, Hurst made 246 runs. England lead the 5-match series 2-1. In business news, the Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange today fell 45 points to 38,645, while the Nifty at the National Stock Exchange gained 4 points to 11,681. In secondary indices at BSE, mid-cap was up 0.35%, while small-cap gained 0.55%. The Finance Ministry has rejected the rumour circulating in several sections of the social media that banks will be closed for 6 days in the first week of the next month. The ministry has clarified that banks will remain open and banking activity will continue unimpeded in the first week of September. It said banks will observe holidays only on Sunday, 2nd of September, and second Saturday on the 8th of September. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Kathmandu Declaration adopted by the 4th BIMSTEC Summit calls upon all countries to devise a comprehensive strategy to deal with terrorism. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India is committed to the welfare and development of Nepal. Maharashtra police says there is strong evidence to link arrested activists to Maoist organizations. GDP growth accelerates to 8.2% in the first quarter of the current financial year. In Asian Games, India settles for silver in women's hockey, losing 1-2 to Japan in the final. And in Test cricket, India were 195 for 8 in reply to England's 246 in the first innings at Southampton. And that is all in the news at 9. From all of us here, good night.